Welcome to Truth Bomber TV. Today we're going to talk about energy vampires, narcissists, the Illuminati, what's going on, and how we keep feeding the beasts. Start today. Check it out. See what's going on with this idea of energy vampires because we're getting a lot of misinformation all over the place. First thing is, energy isn't lost. Energy is always transferred. And there is no scarcity of energy. It can only be transferred by your choice. And it's unavoidable where you have lessons you need to learn. So these people, these players, these energy vampires, narcissists, toxic personalities have a key role in our growth, and we only lose energy to them where we have the matching soul wound, and that's what we're going to be getting into as we start this series of next videos. The physical body and earth is just a way to lock us into the dynamics, to have these games with different players and life situations that show us what's inside of us. If there's suffering in your relationships, in your life, it is about you. Stop running. You're not going anywhere except for right into another situation that mirrors your inner issues. So maybe it's not that person that's the vampire, but it's the next person that is replaying your issues. The universal design is smarter than you at knowing what you need. Humans can exchange energy with each other just like plants do. We have this amazing energetic world that creates our reality. And we're going to get deeper and deeper into this. But know that the world is coming through to you according to your energy. In order to stop the energy feeding between us and the vampires, the narcissists, the Illuminati, you got to work on your issues. What are they? Everything is about you. You have control. As long as you stop blaming other people, victimizing yourself, thinking things happen to you, you create this world. But there's an invisible system you need to know about, that we need to start talking about, that the healers need to start healing themselves. And the only places that energy gets fed is when we drop into ego. So when we see this ego popping up, we can control it. We can say no to our inner beast. So if we're thinking any jealousy, anger, hate, hostility, resentment, coldness, we're in the past future oriented, if we're self-important, or any kind of emotions that are negative that get triggered are from the ego. The soul lives in understanding and unity, in forgiveness, in love, gratefulness, wants to co-create happiness. And now we've got these players that we've brought in that want to stand in between it and us. So they want to create this world of ego. And we are looking at our own egos in this to see, how are we dropping into ego? What is happening? The laws of attraction are bringing to us what is going on in this energetic coding. So if you're non-confrontational, you have to attract a confrontational person into your life in order to deal with it. So you can learn to stand up for yourself. That is how our bodies trap us and are necessary to work out our inner issues. If you're naive and gullible, you'll attract a liar and manipulator until you start learning about yourself and others and know where and how to assess people. And a lot of unhealed empaths are naive and gullible because we believe other people have the same qualities that we do. Not that we're perfect, but because we want to co-create happiness, we think everybody else would want to. And then we don't understand when they don't, because we don't understand these laws of attraction. If you have a negative inner self-critical voice, you will attract a negative, critical personality to you. And whatever they are negative and critical to you about, if it's an inner issue, you will emotionally react. And that's where the energy shift will happen. So if you are insecure about your weight, negative and critical to yourself, your partner you attract will mirror that back to you. They will be negative and critical about it to you. You will, in the old mindset, think it's about them, but it's not. It's about you. It's a place where you are divided from your own unconditional self-love. And when you start doing soul work, you see those as opportunities to realize, oh, this is about me, not them. And when they start being negative and critical to you and you emotionally react, you see where you need to do your soul work. So you need to say, I unconditionally love myself with this extra weight or with this whatever it is that you're reacting to. And we'll get into that in another video. Never good enough attracts what you do wasn't good enough. So what do we have? We have these energy vampires and narcissists and things running around. And you have just done your very best effort. Maybe it's at work. You put together a killing portfolio and someone over there is taking apart some little minor element of it and saying it's not good enough. Well, they probably have the inner issue where they think what they do isn't good enough. So they're trying to tear you down. But if you inside believe what you did wasn't good enough, you'll emotionally react and you won't realize the dynamics behind it. When you feel like what you do is good enough and what you put out is good enough, you attract people to you to mirror that, to say, oh my God, that was a killing portfolio. Good job. Inner guilt, shame, or blame attracts someone to guilt, shame, and blame you. Energy vampires are like bloodhounds for fear, guilt, shame, inner blame, all of these emotions. They are sniffing it out. They're like, what can we find in there that you need to work out? And a lot of times that's what the Illuminati or the sociopaths at a governmental huge level are working off in all the information they feed us. Oh, you got sick. You're probably dying. So if you have inner fear inside of you, it will test it, right? So now you need to go to the doctor for every time you sneeze and get some antibiotics. Antibiotics are going to completely wipe out your good gut flora. But at the same time, it's dealing with the fears that we have inside of us. And if we get triggered into fear, then we're not living in faith. Or if we get triggered into guilt, it is either somewhere we have guilt that's still locked inside of us about something, or even maybe we should feel guilty. Maybe we need someone to say, hey, this is an out of balance element in you. And we'll get into that also, because negative emotions can also be where we're not living up to our highest authentic being, the person in this earth we were designed to be. And we need to get accountable. You are the key. Energy never lies. The ego lies. We lie to ourselves. We lie to others. When I woke up, I really realized how much I lived in a lie and illusion of myself, of others, of everything, of who I was. Until you resolve the inner issues, get through the lies, figure out the truth, work on yourself, your energy is going to get drained. The relationships with suffering hold the keys. To unlock yourself means to unlock your suffering. It's not about going anywhere. It's not about cutting cords or leaving these people behind. It's about working on the issues so that they do not lock into you and your energy. It's all these positive and negative charges like refrigerator magnets, right? So let's say you have a positive attitude. You want to be happy, your little bliss bubble. Someone has a constant negative attitude. If you do not know how to seal off your vibes and someone else is negative, or you're overly attached to everybody else being happy, when someone negative comes along, they start stealing your energy. When I say stealing your energy, I mean the charges match. So once you learn how to let go of everybody here on earth having to be happy and everything being in harmony and perfect, you can stop transferring that energy. Internally, if you feel like you're worthless, the outside person will come along to say, you're worthless, because you have the inner issue of feeling worthless. If you're a pushover, you're a doormat, people walk over you all the time, the person will come along that's pushy, that wants to walk all over you with no regard to you whatsoever, until you stand up for yourself. And you have to admit you need this personality type. When you work on your issues and you start standing up for yourself and stop being a pushover, this energetic field around you gets bigger. And we'll start talking about that, how it works with the chakras, the meridians, the radiant circuits, the electrical grid. This energy field starts pulling in energy from the universe and expands and feeds your body and your organs and everything inside of you with this awesome, powerful food that we call energy. If you can't receive, you attract someone who cannot give. And then you're like, oh my gosh, all I do is give and give and give, and all they do is take and take and take and take. Well, if you didn't have someone who didn't feel bad about taking, they wouldn't create the suffering within you to start thinking, well, maybe I can't receive, and start working on that. Start working on your ability to receive without guilt. So everything is here for specific reasons. Yes, there are energy vampires. No, they will no longer bother you once you work out all your inner issues. I remember when I woke up and started channeling, one of the things I channeled was, my husband's a reptilian, and it freaked me out. But as I started spiritually evolving, I started recognizing why that was so important in my own growth and how I could start doing the inner work to stop attracting those personality types. And not only that, but the keys to why he was exactly the person he needed to be in order to show me my inner issues, in order to be this roadmap to my soul. because we are blind in a lot of ways to ourselves and the things we do and how we create our own suffering. But they become the trigger person. They become the reflection that shows us what's in this energetic coding. And if we can see it and transform it and heal and evolve beyond it, we will change our reality. And that's where we can get into evolving into new earth and beyond needing these personality types to trigger us, because we're authentically being the person we were designed to be on this earth. So stay tuned. This is going to start a whole series on narcissists, vampires, the Illuminati, what their purpose is, what we can do to heal beyond them, and how important they are in our lives. Because when we get through with this, you're going to look at them completely differently along with yourself. And it's not going to be in a bitter, hurtful, angry type way. It's going to be in an unconditional love, forgivingness, and gratefulness, because you're going to know you needed them to unlock your inner issues and work through them. So stay tuned, subscribe. The next videos are going to be coming out like gangbusters as we get into the true purpose of narcissists. This is also a community that all works together. If you've got anything that you really question or you wonder, why is this like this? What is happening with this? Shoot me an email so that I can make more and more videos about the questions that you have. Because if you have it, somebody else has it too. And we need to start getting these keys out to the healers and light bodies of the earth so that we can create new earth. And that's exactly what all of us are looking to be. The bliss bubbles on the bliss channel instead of the suffering bubbles on the suffering channels. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.